Ooh, YouTube. How have we been? Man, it's probably been a month since I posted my last video. And then, oh, it's probably been a month since I posted my last video. And then 6 months since I posted the video titled Building My Dream Life at 19. Which, if you haven't watched that video, go watch that one first and then come back to this one and watch this one. Um, I didn't rewatch the full thing, but when I was scrolling through my videos and it popped up, it just kind of like, it popped up and I was like, oh shit, it's been 6 months since I posted that video, Building My Dream Life at 19. So I clicked on it just to, hear the first couple of minutes of like where I was going with that whole conversation. And, not a lot has really changed, as far as like me. I'm still me, but I will say a lot has changed in the sense of, business is growing, um, personal life is growing. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly trying to better my mindset and better my mentality, just to always continue seeing the bigger vision. Because I'll be honest, I'm, not to boast, but as at my age, I feel like, I'm doing pretty well with myself. As far as, growing in business, I don't have a job. All I do is business, and my business is doing fairly well. Um, you know, through doing all of that, and I will say at this age too, because I do think it's just, I always say this shit, but like 18 or 19 to like 22 or 23, maybe even 25, something like that. It's like the most emotional building and life changing kind of like pivot in most people's lives, at least. Like that's, you're literally going from being in school all your life, from a teenager to, even if you go into college, it's like a completely different step into just the real world. Whether you're in college, running a business, or just living your life, it's 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 a very changing point in your life. You learn so much about yourself. You're learning a lot about, money and finances. And, sometimes you're on the opposite end of that. You're not learning enough about it. But overall, what I'm trying to say is over the last 6 months since that video, I have learned so much about money, about, what really matters, about what, may actually fulfill me. I'm getting closer to, figuring out my purpose and fulfilling that. Um, and I think, that's obviously the main goal. As business is growing, as you are making more money, that comes with a lot of learning to do. Because in my, a lot of people, let's say coming out of high school, people that are grinding, trying to make a lot of money and do that type of thing, you're so tied to the money, right? So like that's all you think about, that's all you want to do, that's all you want to get. And that's good to an extent. Because then when you start to get that and you're getting a good amount of it, it kind of, it plays a toll on your mind, because it's not like, one, you may get content, but not that you're going to get content in a way of like, I don't want more, but it's just like, what's next, is where most people will end up like finding themselves. And that's where I've been focusing on, not trying to find myself, because I really, really believe that the next 6 months of business is going to be really good. And that's what I'm really hoping for. I'm hoping to come at the end of this year and update y'all again and, you know, be doing 10 times better for myself. But with that being said, through that journey, I have to be able to have that balance of like, you know, being able to still spend time with the people that I love and balancing that out. Not necessarily saying, I need to go party and try to have all this extra curricular fun. I could be locked in. I can grind all the time, but at the same time, not push out these external things that actually matter to you. Time with your siblings, time with your parents, because you're not gonna. That's time. You're not gonna have that forever, right? And that's something I actually talked about in the last video as well. Um, which is another thing as well. I want to, that's why I'm grinding so hard, because I wanna not necessarily buy back time because I don't feel like I've lost any time yet, but I don't want to be 35, 40, 45 years old, still having, I want to be grinding and locked in at that time, but I want to be able to have freedom as well because of what I've created. Um, and that's not where most people find themselves, right? Most people find themselves 35 to 45, 50, you know, trying to grind so hard just to save up for retirement so that they can go have that little bit of freedom for the next 10 years or whatever, to go spend that time with the people they love and, do those type of things that actually matter to them. Um, and I know everything kind of comes back to money, but money's just the tool. Money is the tool for that. And the quicker that you can achieve something that's going to make you more money, the quicker you can start, fulfilling that lifestyle. Now, what is enough money, or, what is enough to do that type of thing? I don't think that you can define that, and that's why you should find some type of balance ahead of time in that. Um, but at the same time, on the flip side of that, people will like take that out of proportion, you know, and maybe lack off too much when that happens. Or so I don't know. I'm not trying to like get it any type of specific point there, but like don't let, you know, the feeling of like, oh, maybe I am doing too much, which normally is the opposite way around. But even, find that balance of like, I'm doing enough to continue building every single day. Like at the end of the day, I'm happy with what I got done today. And I still made the time to, go to the gym because that's what matters to me, building my health along with my wealth, spending time with my family, making sure I have conversations with them throughout the day, tell them I love them, you know, just things like that. Um, because at the end of the day, when you go to sleep at night, that's what matters the most. Not how much money you have in the bank. It shouldn't. And if that's the way that you feel, then I feel like you should reevaluate some things. Um, and to be honest, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be self aware. And throughout the last 6 months, that's definitely something I've learned, that I'm a very self aware person of what I have going on for myself, what I can be and what I cannot be, what I can and cannot do. Or, I'm very self aware is if I'm doing something that I know is not really the right choice or leading me in the right direction, I feel it and I know it. I feel the guilt and I'm like, man, I should probably be, working right now, or I should probably be doing something right now because there's something to get done and I'm doing this. Um, I'm very, very self-aware. Like I'm very with that, and I'm grateful and I'm blessed to be able to have that at this age, because I do think that that's going to be a major factor as to why I am to, go to the places and be able to be the person that I'm going to be, that I'm becoming. And, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, my recap on the last video and like kind of where I'm standing now. But I do kind of want to give y'all an update on what's been going on this year. But one thing before I move on to that is kind of just like watching the last videos, like, I felt like I understood the destination, or, understood, this is gonna, when I get here, I'm gonna be okay. I don't know if I'm explaining that or correlating that with what exactly I was saying in the last video, right? But I guess what I'm trying to say is something that I've realized since I posted that video is there's no destination. You're never going to be able to sit there and, say you have enough money in the bank, or, you're never going to be able to sit there and, well, I guess I'm contradicting myself. I don't want to say never, because that's the point you don't want to be at. You want to be able to, you know, be content in a sense of like, not contentment, but like, you know, not over chasing, fulfilling, but not over fulfilling with in certain areas, like not putting the, not working to the point where, you feel like you have to be a billionaire and make all this money. And to be a billionaire, you have to work every day, all day, and not spend any time with nobody else. Like, I guess that's what I'm talking about. You don't really want to get to that point. Because then when you become a billionaire, but all you've done is spend no time with nobody to get to that point, then what's next, right? So I guess that's the point that I've been trying to make out of everything that I've been saying. Um, and again, I'm grateful to be able to understand that moving forward. But to recap this year so far, January kicked the year off strong with a little business ski trip. Um, we we had like 20 to 25 guys. It was just like a big networking group, basically. Um, y'all definitely seen a couple people featured on my page before. Dyson, Nick, Reed was there. I brought a couple of my students. Dyson brought a good bit of his students. Um, and we had a good time. You know, we skied. The video is up on my YouTube. I think it's pretty funny. So if you haven't watched that either, feel free to go ahead and watch that. In February, I started day trading futures, or taking it seriously, I should say. I've been interested in it for a long time. I've been doing it in like a gambling sense every now and then. But in February, I started taking it serious, and I was like, I'm gonna learn this because, you know, that's kind of like something I was talking about earlier. My business is at a point where, like, you know, we're starting to delegate and outsource certain tasks because people are better than us in certain areas, as well as that's how you scale. Placing people in the right position at the right time to outsource that job. But with that being said, you know, I literally just told myself, look, I'm gonna get on the charts every morning and watch. You know, I had a mentor, and I do watch ICT on YouTube as well. Um, Not to go too deep into this side, but I just told myself I was gonna stay consistent on it. I am a hustler. I'm a grinder. Even if I don't want to do something, I'm pretty consistent and I'm gonna do it. So every morning I'll get on the charts. I've been learning, watching my videos, listening to my mentor. I understand a profitable strategy now. I passed my first funded account this month actually, and I've been trading live the past couple weeks. Have not got a payout yet, but I'm working towards it. Um, I also started kind of, you know, getting out and about in Houston more, going to the city more with my boy Wes down there. Um, if you don't know Wes, go follow him on his socials. Wes Wins, and he runs Precision Picks. If you do sports betting, you could lock it with him. Um, as well as my trading buddies from the gym that I go to at Lifetime. And just started getting, you know, a little bit more social, trying to, you know, if I want to go have a dinner every now and then after a good day of work with some friends, you know, I could go do that. Because as y'all know, most of my people are back in Louisiana, my business partners. And then March, I went up to March, I think we went up to Dallas. Maybe it was March or April, somewhere around there. We would meet up with our other business partner, had a good time out there, shot some cool content with our partner's exotic car. I'm sure y'all have seen that on my Instagram and whatnot lately. Um, I went to Austin, Lake Travis, would meet up with Nick. We had a good time, chill on the boat. I'm actually about to go meet them next week for the 4th. I will be filming a vlog then. But yeah, overall, mostly grinding every single day. I at least put 10 to 12 hours into the business every single day. Not to say that like I'm constantly business every single day, but I am, you know, we're in a very building stage right now. We're growing. There's a lot of moving parts, so we have to put our attention, you know, into every little aspect and make sure everything gets to a point to where we can maybe step away, and actually fully automate certain things to where we're like, okay, now we actually have a system there that works. We don't need to change it. If we do need to change it, it's not every single day or paying attention to it so much like we used to. Just overall running a company, you know. Um, and yeah, been growing a lot personally, mentally, still reading books, listening to my podcasts. We've upgraded the space, as you can tell. So y'all start seeing a lot more of me. July, I plan on doing a lot of content when it comes to just YouTube, long form content, vlogging. Um, I'm going to Austin for the 4th of July, which is next week. I'll be posting something for then. And then about middle of July, me and Bronson, along with my family, are going somewhere's pretty damn nice. But I'll keep you updated on that. I'm not going to drop that too soon. Kind of want to make it a surprise. Gonna vlog that whole trip, and it's gonna be great. Me and Bronson will be up in the casinos somewheres. That's all I'll say. And we'll make a little casino video alongside. I'll probably film the whole trip and make like just a vacation video. I'll still be working out there too. Don't worry. But yeah, it's been fun. I've been growing a lot, been upgrading things here and there. Added a couple mods to the caddy. I'm sure y'all have seen that on social media as well. I got a front lip and a wing on the back of it, and she's been sound. She's like kind of breaking in. She's just hit the 61,000 mile mark, so she's fully like broken in now, I would say, as far as engine goes. But yeah, that's pretty much the recap of how this year's been going. Business is good, life is good, growing mentally, physically. Never losing, only learning. Really, never losing, only learning. I could confidently say that. And that's why I have so much belief in the fact that I will be successful. I am successful, and I'm lucky to be successful at this age, and I just want to continue building that success. So, with that being said, like, comment if you want to see anything specific, any recommendations y'all want to see on videos. I will be also posting more Amazon content this upcoming summer. I just wanted to kind of get away from specifically Amazon with this video, just to kind of give y'all like more of an actual overall life update. But yeah, with that being said, I apologize if every now and then it might have been unfocusing. I'm still trying to figure out the good camera. But yeah, everybody have a good one. Subscribe for more content. Y'all will see a lot more of me in the next coming months. And I will see y'all in the next one.